Hey friends, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel, and I am shocked on some of the comments on one of my recent videos. This was the video talking about the closure of Sam Ash and why it happened. I went down to the now closed Hollywood Sam Ash location right across the street from Guitar Center, and I'm talking about, why it closed, and is Guitar Center going to end up running into the same fate. And the thing that really surprised me was just the amount of hate that Sam Ash was getting. A lot of people were saying, man, good riddance, I'm glad they're closing. When I released that video, I was thinking it'd be kind of like a sob story, like, oh, we're losing the old stores and all, 100-year-old music store. But a lot of people seemed to be really happy that they were closing. Now, it was not all bad. Some people had the opposite response. A few people, had really nice things to say about their experiences at Sam Ash. And one person who seems to be, at least they claim that they were a long-time manager at Sam Ash. Somebody in there actually gave another explanation as to why the business has failed. And I want to show you what that guy said, because it really is very interesting. Kind of gives us another angle, another perspective on looking at the whole Sam Ash situation. But anyway, guys, I want to go through and highlight some of these comments, some people talking about their terrible experiences that they had at Sam Ash, plus a few other things. But real quick, guys, as always, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out cool new guitars and staying up on all the latest news in the guitar universe, and you have not already subscribed for some reason, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got up here on my computer, I've got the comments section. This is kind of in the, YouTube channel back-end stuff. And I've got the comments section, and we're just going to look at some of these Sam Ash comments, because this stuff is really pretty crazy. This first one, I think, really sets the tone for these comments. Let's take a look at this one here. This says, Sam Ash is gone due to its absolutely dog customer service. I've been to multiple and have had the worst service I've encountered in any retail. Okay, strong words there, and I saw a few of these comments and I thought, well, that's just a few outliers kind of having a rare bad experience. But there's a lot of comments like this. How about this one here? I've bought piles of gear from the Sam Ash on 48th in New York City. I was always treated like by long-haired guitar heroes in there, so I'm happy it's now gone. Guitar Center has the same vibe. Even when it's empty, you're treated as if you're interrupting the metalhead staff who are just lounging around and talking. It's the people they hire. All right, now how about this one here? It says, I thought he was going to talk about the Sam Ash credit card scam that the store was running to get me to put like 3 guitars I was picking out on credit. That's why I personally stopped going to Sam Ash. Now that's something I hadn't heard of. Has anybody else, or did anybody else out there have a bad experience with the Sam Ash like in-store credit card? Let me know down in the comment section below. But here's another comment, more of the same. Look at this. One of the problems with Sam Ash and Guitar Center is that they treat customers like second-class people. You can tell that the employees at these stores are throwback folks that couldn't make it as pro musicians, and they're pissed off with their lives. So it seems to be a recurring theme here that people were just really unhappy with the customer service, and in particular the way the employees interacted with them as customers. Here's another great example here. I can tell you how Sam Ash can kiss my butt. A couple of years ago, Line 6 had come out with a new pod product of some interest to me. I can't recall what it was exactly. Anyway, I asked one of these man-bun sporting bags working there at the Clearwater, Florida location where I could find the Line 6 pod products. He chuckled and replied, back in the 1990s, dude, and proceeded to laugh along with his man-bun sporting buddy trying to make me look like an idiot in front of my son. I have forgotten more about guitars, amps, you name it, than this space will ever know. Okay, so this next guy, he didn't so much have a problem with the employees talking to him. It was more like the lack of attention from the employees. This guy says, Sam Ash in my town incrementally downscaled employee numbers. You'd walk in the store, no one was even in DJ, Pro Audio, stage, 1 person in guitars, 1 person in keys, 2 people in drums and classical section. Place has felt like a ghost town for years. This next guy, very short comment here, He just says, Sam Ash was the worst place to shop for a guitar. No surprise at all that they closed. Now, here's a comment from a former employee, and he feels that the company's website was the problem. This guy says, I worked at Sam Ash, and they absolutely cheaped out on their website. It was complete garbage. If it wasn't one of the slowest retail sites on the entire web, they might still be around. Now, that comment in particular, I think, is especially true because one of the big complaints with Sam Ash is that they did such a bad job of kind of taking their brick and mortar business and making it work online with a good website. Sweetwater is always the company that people list as a good example of a company that did it really well. But I think a lot of people agree with this guy in that the Sam Ash website and just their whole online business model was very bad. And on that topic, this guy here says, Sweetwater stomped Sam Ash into Chapter 13. Now, talking about the website here, this guy is talking about a particular order that he placed. He says, I ordered one guitar from Sam Ash, a new spalted maple Michael Kelly. They sent a used black one in a battered and patched up Squire box and included a cheap guitar condom bag, no packing slip, phoned customer service, offered no help, no way to return, totally ripped me off. Sold the damn thing to a pawn shop, sad, but I won't miss them. And here's yet another person that had a similar experience to that. Let's read this one. Sam Ash did plenty of things wrong. Their website has always been terrible. Even searching for things, it would often return no results. If you did find what you were looking for online, many times it was out of stock. If you made the mistake of buying a guitar from their website, it arrives without a proper setup. If you buy that guitar in one of their physical stores, it is not only not set up properly, but it's been played and scratched, dinged by a bunch of other people first, but you're still paying the full price. A lot of times I'd walk into a Sam Ash and have to educate their salespeople on what I'm looking for. I'm surprised they made it through COVID. Now, look, I think you guys are starting to get the point. I don't want to drag this on too long, and I want to get to this comment. Well, I want to get to a few positive comments, and also this comment from a guy who was a manager there for many years. But there's one more comment I think we should read here. Another similar to the last guy. There's so many examples of this. I mean, there's probably hundreds of bad experience comments on my original video at this point. But look at this one. Sweetwater's website is fairly decent, but my experiences buying from there were very frustrating. Not only did they not know their gear, they did not keep their word. They charged me more than they said they would, and I had to go back multiple times before they gave me a full refund of the extra charges. They were grudgingly hesitant about apologizing. It was a very slimy experience. I would go so far to say they were complete. Okay, one more here, and then we'll get on to the other stuff. This guy says, I've always had trouble with Sam Ash filling orders, but I thought I would take one last chance to grab some gear. I ordered a guitar and amp that both showed in stock. Then 4 days later, they shipped the amp, and I checked my account page and found the guitar was canceled after 4 hours. After 4 hours on the phone, I found it was out of stock and they had canceled it. Instead of giving me the chance to choose another guitar, they just sent the amp that I no longer need. They're telling me I can't return it, and if I refuse delivery, I will still be charged. No wonder they are closing stores. I don't know how they managed to survive this long doing business like that. No communication, no customer service online. Okay, so guys, I can't stress this enough. I'm reading you a bunch of examples here, but there are way, way more examples of people having bad experiences with Sam Ash, and that genuinely surprised me. I just figured Sam Ash kind of did a bad job of, moving their business into the online space, and it should have been done a long time ago, and so, they had many years to do it, and they just didn't do it or didn't do it well. I thought that was the big problem, but it really seems like so many people have just had a really bad experience there. They just stopped going there altogether. Okay, so enough of that, but I did mention they're not all bad comments. In fact, Helena Harris here, who's a friend of the channel, she had the opposite experience. Here's what she says. Going to miss Sam Ash. The second I walk into a Sam Ash, someone is there to ask if you need any help. Most of their employees were very knowledgeable and always felt like I left there with what I needed. Guitar Center, good luck on getting anyone to help there. Walk into the store, feel ignored for 20 minutes. Even trying to do an in-store pickup takes 20 minutes. And maybe that's something I'll talk about in a different video. But yeah, one of the huge complaints with Guitar Center that comes up again and again and again is how long it takes to do anything there, whether you're just buying a pack of strings or picking something up or ordering something more complicated. Everybody complains about how slow their checkout system is. Now, I just want to point out something here, and to be clear, I totally believe that that was the experience she had. I'm sure it sounds like she had a great experience and she really enjoyed going to Sam Ash. But I'm just going to point out one thing here. That comment is the only comment from a woman. All of the other comments where they had bad experiences were from men. Maybe that made a difference. Okay, and I want to finish up with this comment right here. This is from somebody that says that they were a longtime employee and even a general manager for many years. And this is what he has to say about why Sam Ash went out of business. Sam Ash went under due to COVID. Sam Ash was always a cash business, privately held. In 2020, Sam Ash couldn't sustain on limited inventory due to COVID shutdowns. They took a massive loan to sustain business practices and couldn't generate the money to pay the loans. This is why they closed. I worked there for 19 years and as a general manager for 11 of them. Okay, so look, I don't doubt anything that anybody is saying in here. And I think you can look at all this stuff, just like the big picture, right? I think in the end, Sam Ash has gone out of business because of a combination of all these things. This thing about them taking a huge loan during the COVID years because, the business, the stores were closed and all that stuff, right? The business was so slow. That makes sense. But at the same time, I'm sure there were a lot of other companies that did the same thing and they have survived. And maybe they survived because those other businesses were able to give customers a much better experience. So to me, it sounds like there's three really big factors. Okay, number one is, like we talked about before and in the previous video, they just did a really bad job of, having their online presence as a part of their business, where other companies did a much better job of that. So that's number one. Number two, it honestly seems like most people had a really bad experience there at the store in terms of the customer experience, lack of customer service, employees with bad attitudes, that kind of thing. And number three, this thing with COVID, right? They took out a big loan. The business never really came back all the way. They couldn't pay the loan and, they went out of business. That all makes sense when you put that all together, right? I mean, what company would be able to survive when you have all those things going wrong? Okay, guys, but let me know what you think about all this stuff down in the comments section below. I want to hear more stories. Did you have a good experience? Did you have a bad experience? How do you feel about all this stuff? And what do you think about all this? They couldn't pay the loans back and things like that. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. That first Sam Ash video I did has been really popular, got a lot of attention and everything. And it was just the reaction to that video was very surprising to me in a lot of ways. So here's the follow-up, and I want to know what you think about it. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you very soon.